She tried to kill Snow White 3 times and dance until she, well, dies.
I'm more into the fairy godmother occasional appearance sort of thing.
Hey Max, ever heard the original story of Snow White? You know, the one that isn't all singing birds and happy dwarfs?
Wait, you mean the real old school version? Was it as dark as like a grim fairy tale?
Bingo! It's a German folktale from the Brothers Grimm, and trust me, it's got more twists than a pretzel.
Oh boy, I'm buckled in. So what's the scoop?
Alright, so it starts with a queen pricking her finger on a needle. She wishes for a child with skin as white as snow, lips as red as blood, and hair as black as ebony.
Classic. Be careful what you wish for setup. Did the kid at least turn out okay?
Well, Snow White was beautiful, but when her mom died, the king remarried, and her stepmom turned out to be a straight-up villain. She had this magical mirror, and every day she'd ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?"
And when the mirror said, "Not you," she was like, "Time to unleash the evil plan."
Exactly. When the mirror said Snow White was the fairest, the queen lost it. She sent a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and, get rid of her.
What happened next?
The huntsman couldn't do it. He let her go and brought back a boar's heart instead to trick the queen.
Smart guy. But what about Snow White? Did she just wander off into the woods singing, "Let it go," or something?
Not quite. She stumbled upon the dwarf's house. But in the original story, the dwarfs were just kind of there. No names, no personalities, just generic miners.
Did they at least offer her room and board?
Yep, as long as she did the chores. But the queen wasn't done. She tried to kill Snow White 3 times. Once with a corset that squeezed her breath away, once with a poisoned comb, and finally with the famous poisoned apple.
3 attempts?
For real. Anyway, the apple worked, and Snow White fell into a deep sleep. The dwarfs put her in a glass coffin, where she stayed until a prince came along.
So how did she wake up? True love's kiss?
Not exactly. A prince shows up, but instead of kissing her, he convinces the dwarfs to let him take her coffin. While moving it, a piece of apple dislodges from her throat, and she wakes up.
So literally just shook her awake? That's the least romantic thing ever.
I know, right? But it gets weirder. The queen is invited to their wedding and is forced to wear red hot iron shoes and dance until she, well, dies.
Talk about a dramatic ending. So what happened to Snow White after all that?
You can see what happened next in the movie The 10th Kingdom.
I'm more into the fairy godmother occasional appearance sort of thing.
Snow White actually makes an appearance as an old, wise queen, telling the story of her life and what came after her happily ever after.